a small bag baby orchid, and a very tiny wooden slat basket. Stay tuned at The Orchid Hut. Welcome back to The Orchid Hut. My name is Dana, and thank you for joining me in this video where we're going to unwrap a very small orchid from my home improvement store, often referred to as a bag baby. And my goal is to hopefully rehome it inside this tiny little wooden slat basket. Now, this basket has been previously used. I had a Rhynchostylus gigantea planted in this little basket, and it was one of the orchids that I lost earlier this year. So I've been kind of keeping my eye out for something that could go back in this tiny basket, and I think I may have found my new orchid here to fit inside this basket. It is a yellow Vanda according to the tag. Now, we've talked about this before on my channel when I've purchased bag babies, but you know, sometimes on the tag you get the general idea that you're buying a yellow Vanda exotic selection. Aren't all orchids exotic? And you know, you don't really get the full name just on this colorful tag here, but I do see a tag inside the packaging, but I cannot read it. So as we get to the tag today, we're going to be looking at that together for the very first time. Now let me kind of get the basket a little bit out of the way. I am going to unpackage this and then decide what, if anything, I'm going to be putting in that basket. My other Vandas are growing completely bare-rooted in a wooden slat basket, but this orchid is much smaller and, you know, may need the support of some type of media, at least until it can develop roots that stabilize it inside that basket. Okay, so I usually save these tags, even though that they don't have the exact name of the orchid on there. I save the tag so that if and when this orchid blooms for me, I can kind of compare. In the past, you know, the tags are, you know, sort of a representation of what you're going to get. They're not necessarily the exact orchid picture. Okay, so for those of you that have home improvement stores that carry these bag baby orchids, you're very fortunate. I do think it's kind of a regional thing in regions where the home improvement stores feel like that they can keep the trays of these orchids for a while without them dying in short order. Probably order them. Maybe in some parts of the country where the weather is not as cooperative, you may have a harder time finding bag babies. I did put some water on this one yesterday just because I didn't want it to be dry any longer than necessary. And it's always a surprise to kind of see what you get here. Now the tag says, wow. Okay, so MKRA, something crossed with Charles Goodfellow, concolor yellow. Now this is a rather complicated name. I will look this one up as I'm editing the video, and if I can find anything else to give you about what this orchid is and what its background is, I will do that as I'm editing the video. This is a bit different. It does have some pretty good roots though, so I'm happy about that. There is, what's in here? There's charcoal. There are pieces of large charcoal. So I think because that does not decompose, I can actually save that charcoal as it falls away from the root system, and I can get some extra charcoal And I think that's what will be going in my wooden slat basket. Now let's see how easy this pulls out. I think it's going to cooperate. Yes, there we are. Okay, so I'm going to work out the large pieces of charcoal, completely reusable, as I said, because charcoal does not decompose. The only thing is that some of the roots are attached to the charcoal. So I think I'm not going to try to force that away in the places where it's stuck. I think I'm just going to leave that just as it is. Go get some additional charcoal, and I will be right back to put this in the wooden slat basket. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I think I'm going to have this project wrapped up in no time here. I did get a little bit of sphagnum just to put on the very bottom of the basket. This is a little bit for the purposes of water retention, or moisture retention rather, but mainly it's to make a tiny little bed so that the pieces of charcoal do not drop through the bottom of the wooden slat basket. And I'm going to toss back in the pieces of charcoal that fell away as I was unpackaging the orchid. I had gotten out the hydrogen peroxide, but I really don't think that that is necessary. And let me make a little tiny opening here for the orchid to sit. And you know, this one has leaves that are not like my other Vandas, let me put it that way. There's something about this Vanda that makes me think it's an intergeneric hybrid with something else that has leaves different than a Vanda. That's about all I can say right now because the name on the tag did not give me a very good clue. So I am fully prepared here to probably spill this bag of charcoal, and in addition to that, get my fingers all black in the process. So I may have to take another little break here to wash my hands. Not doing anything to pack it tightly. I simply want to give it some support. It has a pretty good root system already, and I'm not really changing up how this is growing. And it was not too disturbed when I took it out of its pot. Okay, so let me get a little bit of the mess out of the way here. And please excuse my black fingertips. But here we are, the new little Vanda in its home. And as I am editing the video, I will be sure to let you know a little bit more about this orchid. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, please give it a thumbs up. The subscribe button is coming up in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And don't forget the notifications bell to let you know when I've posted something new. Talk to you all next time.